right, I guess I'm a YouTuber now. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video, I'm going to be talking about exactly how I built 3 six-figure per month companies in the last 3 years as a sales guy. Now, I'm a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. At the same time, I don't see myself as your typical visionary or integrator. I'm just somebody who spent 90% of his time getting really good at sales, taking thousands of sales calls, building and leading sales teams, and ultimately making sure the sales process is where it needs to be, A to Z, for all of these companies. So in future videos, I want to get super tactical, super specific about all things sales. But to kick things off, I just want to talk about number 1, how did I get here? Number 2, what have I learned? And number 3, the 3 literal must-haves to making real money with sales. Now, if you already know me, what's up? Appreciate you watching. If you don't know me, the alarm bells are probably going off in your head because I know they usually do with mine. I'm like, oh, okay. Another guy talking about making money online. And they usually go off in the version of Conor McGregor's voice, just being like, who the fuck is this guy? So let me start there. Who am I and who is this for? First off, I'm the co-founder and head of sales at 2 companies called ListKit and Client Ascension. ListKit is a B2B lead generation platform, and Client Ascension is a coaching program for agencies, SaaS companies, consulting companies, really any type of B2B service provider. And these businesses are doing a combined over $1 million a month. They have been every single month of 2025. And who is this for? First and foremost, this is for myself. I'll just be honest. I feel like people just want authenticity these days, and anybody who tells you that starting a personal brand isn't for them is lying, right? If I was to psychoanalyze myself, this is probably on the Maslow's hierarchy of need and one of those top 2 tiers of esteem or self-actualization. And even though I love helping people, I get a lot out of that. So that's even self-serving in a way, right? And once again, like, be wary of anybody who's like, this isn't for everybody, this isn't for myself, and tries to act overly altruistic. I mean, the last guy who was super altruistic, who kind of failed the world, is this guy. Like, is this the guy that you want to trust? Probably not, right? I mean, just look at him. We all should have saw that coming. Now, I've learned a lot through trial and error, investing 100K plus in coaching, personally managing 20 team members myself, and I genuinely get fired up from hearing someone that, hey, I implemented something you taught me and I closed a deal, or I had a record month, or I got over a mindset issue that I've been dealing with for years, or I changed your life in some positive way, right? So why am I making a YouTube channel, right? Aren't there already enough broccoli head fucking gurus teaching stuff nowadays? Like literally like hold on, let me find this. Like, don't we already have enough of these guys? Maybe, but are you gonna trust this guy or this guy, right? This is the clear answer, guys. But anyways, the reason why I'm making this YouTube channel, over the past 8 years, I've probably consumed 10,000 hours worth of business and personal development content. Some of it valuable, some of it not. And this isn't a brag, by the way, guys. This is not the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours to achieve mastery at something. This is 10,000 hours where probably 90% of it is just mental masturbation, right? But I've listened to this stuff for over a decade at this point, and I've probably resonated with and taken action that's led to real progress from less than 5 people. So obviously I appreciate those people a ton. I mean, Hermosi, Taylor Welch, Jesse Itzler, there's other ones that I'm not thinking of right now, but dude, I owe those people a lot, in my opinion. And once again, it's not because only their content's valuable and everybody else is shitty. It's just like certain people are going to resonate with certain people. So if I can be one of those handful of people for someone that resonates with and actually gets real value from my stuff, that's a huge win for me. That's the goal. I've talked to so many people that are so similar to me, whether that's people that I've hired and worked with, people that I've coached, people that I've talked to on sales call with the same skill set, same ambition, same dissatisfaction with or that if I make this channel a place where I simply put out content that I would fuck with and do not stop, I think it's literally impossible that I do not achieve that goal of being that person that somebody really resonates with, gets value from, and implements and comes back and says, hey, dude, this is awesome. This changed my life for the better. So based on where I was at 8 years ago, 1 year ago, and where I'm at now, since all those versions of myself is really who the content is for, here's who's going to get the most value out of it, if I had to guess. Number 1 is going to be business owners that sell anything that requires a sales call, and sales guys. I'm guessing my audience is going to be 98% male, but of course, the ladies are welcome to learn too. And anyone that wants to work hard and get into entrepreneurship and sales. And those things go hand in hand because this is a field where you can literally work 23 hours a day and not run out of work, right? So if you're somebody who's just like, I just want to channel this into something, hopefully I can show you how I did it and you can draw some inspiration from it. So let's talk about how I got here. 2018. Senior in high school, I got a job as an SDR, and this was not tactical or there was no like plan that I had going into it. I was just working masonry in previous summers, and this summer I was like, dude, my best friend, my cousin, who I'm now business partners with, is working at this company, and they've got a cool office with air conditioning and free coffee. Let me do that as opposed to sweat my ass off outside for another summer. So did that, got into cold calling. That was my introduction to sales, and I actually liked it. And I thought it was super helpful for me starting with cold calling because it's a tougher version of sales. I'd say the only thing that's probably tougher is door to door. And I saw other people hate it, but immediately I like the competitive nature of it. I like the team aspect of it. And I was just like, okay, I mean, this is something that, you know, I don't want to cold call forever, but I can sink my teeth into this field. Now, 2019, off to college, still in SDR, but I made my first dollar online. And anybody who's gone through this transformation where you've just been getting paychecks based on the hour primarily, and you make your first dollar online that you created, there's no feeling like it. Like, it literally hits like crack. And the way that we were doing this, same cousin I'm going to talk about, we were doing Instagram loop giveaways, which is like when Kylie Jenner used to post with 50 Birkin bags and say, hey, in order to win one of these 50 Birkin bags, just follow one of the 40 people that I'm following right now. And we would sell slots to be one of those 40 people that she was following for that 24-hour period. And obviously somebody on her team would collect a huge commission check and just follow and unfollow those people for a period of time. So it's an easy way to get a ton of followers. Now, in 2020, moved back home, started my first company. This was a marketing agency. Once again, it kind of just shows how you fall into things because I worked at a lead generation agency, so I understood what the agency model was. Shout out to Don Draper. I was also in the Mad Men at that point. So I'm like, yeah, let's start an agency. And it was very much so full service, no rhyme or reason. We'll do a website for this guy. We'll build a course for this guy. We'll do anything for anybody. And at the same time, Hormozi's $100 million offer is starting to come out and get popular. And we're like, okay, one offer, one audience, to $1 million. So we had an agency that was doing like 20, 25K a month. We ended up shutting that down, starting a new agency with one specific offer. And we started to see real traction pretty quickly. Like 2020 was slow, 2021 was slow. So I probably didn't take any money out of the business for the first 18 months. But then when it picked up, it started picking up really quickly. And when we got latter half of the year to like $1 million run rate in 2021 with the agency, we launched a coaching program off of it, basically to help the previous version of ourselves and to show people how to start and run an agency. And you guys can look up that program today, Client Ascension. It's still running. And just in terms of coaching, there's a lot of suspect people in the space. You guys can look up the reviews online. You're not going to find a coaching program out there that has a better reputation than us. Now, 2022, agency hit 6 figures a month pretty quickly. Coaching program hit 6 figures a month. Things are kind of rocking and rolling. In 2023, things get a little crazier because we launched a SaaS company, Lizkit. And that crossed $1 million in ARR in less than 90 days. So we're at a point where we're super busy. We're like, we just got to focus our efforts on something. And we kind of all decided we wanted to focus on the SaaS and the coaching program. So 2024 SaaS coaching program continued to scale. 2025 so far up to this point, I kind of talked about revenue a little bit ago, but SaaS company coaching program consistently doing over $1 million a month, continuing to scale it. And that's where we're at today in August, about a little more than halfway through the year. So what have I learned on this journey? I'd say the biggest thing is, where do I start, is probably the dumbest, most useless question that you can ask. If you're looking to go from point A, where you're at right now, to some undefined point B, your path to success is not going to move in a straight line. But time does. And this will take years. I don't think I've talked to anybody. I've talked to people that have failed for years and years, and then they finally find the right offer, and then they quickly get to $1 million a year or $100,000 a month. But they still had a couple years of failing, right? So if that's the case, if I don't really know where I'm going, but I want to move forward and time is moving forward with or without me, stop worrying about the right vehicle. Like, just get started, get scars, fail, like we kind of talked about. I mean, we had a bunch of business ideas. We had an agency that we started and shut down, and we had that offer that was just one offer, one audience, $1 million a month, which was essentially just a cold email for agencies. And even that took a while to get going. But once it finally worked, it was just like final, right? But once again, I haven't met anybody who's just started and it's automatically worked right off the bat. So if it's going to take years, if it's going to take failure, like, just start, get the scars, and don't stop. You've got an infinite number of moves to start playing the game. The only wrong move at this point, if you're just getting started out, is none at all. And once you've started the game, just don't stop. It doesn't take a genius to know that. I mean, you guys can watch guys like Alex Hormozi who basically just talk about, like, the only way that you can lose is literally by quitting, right? Pretty straightforward. Now, number 2, big lesson. Stop saying that won't work or this will be too hard. You haven't even tried. This is something that when you're in the coaching space, you probably have heard this a million times just right here. I don't want to do that. That won't work. Or I don't know. That sounds like too much work. Like, you haven't even tried. And when you think you have tried, just really be honest with yourself. Like, stop bullshitting yourself. Did you really try? Probably not, right? Especially when you look at the guys who are doing great things. Like, you can either be like, oh, they don't really work that much, or they had it this way or that way. Like, it's not worth playing that game with yourself. You have not even tried. Right? Invest in yourself. That's another big one here. Like, whenever you can invest in your growth, do it. Like, when you have money to spend, and you can take a shortcut with some coaching program, with some investment of any kind. I'm not shilling our coaching program right now. Just do it. If you never have before, like, naturally, like, the first time when you do anything, it's going to feel foreign. But your life will change for the better when it becomes a habit. perfect example of this is a lot of guys who join our program. It's the first time they're joining any program at all, and they're super nervous, and it's like, oh shit, and they really need to be closed on the concept of coaching working for them. And then afterwards, it works out, and they go on to join a bunch of other coaching programs because they just got over that mental hurdle of like, oh, coaching doesn't work for me. When it's really pretty straightforward. Like, you pay somebody who has what you're looking to attain, and you just do that because you're gonna pay either way, right? You're gonna pay for growth regardless. You're either gonna pay with time or money. If you don't have money, of course you're gonna pay with time to start. But the moment you have enough money, and this number is a lot smaller than you think, unless you're going out and immediately you hit 10K a month and you go lease a Corvette, which is completely idiotic. Like, just drop all the materialistic shit. The moment you have enough money to actually invest in things like, if you're trying to lose weight, buy the fucking calorie tracking app that costs $20 a month. Buy a fucking personal fitness coach. If you're super busy and your place looks like shit and you're trying to get a girlfriend, like, pay for a cleaner to come over, right? Like, you would be foolish not to pay with money, because ultimately most people are going to get to a point, I mean, if they're really working their ass off, where they have a lot more time, or they have a lot more money than time in the grand scheme of things. 4, stop thinking you can't do it. First off, just refer to lesson number 2. You haven't even tried yet, right? But then also look around you. Like, do you know how many people are way dumber than you that make more money than you? Do you know how many people had to overcome way more to achieve what you're looking to achieve? I don't know if you guys know who Jelly Roll is, but this guy fucking overcame everything in the book. And I mean, just like, look at the guy. This is gonna be the third person that I'm pulling up here. But like, you think this guy who fucking had to go to prison and, you know, is huge and overweight and has face tattoos and had like one of the toughest lives imaginable, who's taking over everything, you think you had it tougher than that guy? Probably not, right? And you can play the victim game, but there's gonna be victims or there's gonna be victors. Like, you ultimately decide which one that you want to be. And this is one of those things that's way easier said than done. Like, mindset issues are a real thing, but they really are something that you can get over by simply making a conscious decision to get over it. And it sounds super privileged, sounds super dumb. It's like, oh my God, like, there's this huge thing that's blocking me and I can't get over that. It's like, who gives a fuck? Like, you are made in the image of God. You think you can't start a business that does 10K a month or get a job you actually like. Thinking you can't do it is something you can fix when you choose. Now, actually believing you're good enough will take time, because you're probably not good enough yet, right? Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I've got imposter syndrome. Like, no, you're just actually an imposter right now. That's fine, because you can change your situation here, but you're not good enough right now. Like I said, this is going to take years. Just get started. All these things are kind of coming together, as you can see, which leads me to the next point. Realize that you're not a 10 out of 10. If we were talking about physical appearance, there's probably some good looking people, just knowing my audience that doesn't exist yet. They're all probably handsome chads that are fucking beasts. But if we're talking about physical experience, you know what a 10 out of 10 looks like when you see one. Now, I'm not talking about that. And in business, it's not easy to detect who's a 10 out of 10 business owner, especially nowadays. You see so much fake shit. You don't know what's real and what's not. Or a salesman. But if odds are you're just jumping into it, you're probably going to be a 3 out of 10. You're probably going to be a 4 out of 10. You're probably going to be a 5 out of 10. Like, that's fine, right? Because you can change these things. Right? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a second here. But that leads me to, what are the 3 literal must-haves to making real money with sales? The first one, you must have a team that is better than you. You're going to grow the fastest when you're allowed to double down on your strengths. So naturally, you're going to need to surround yourself with people that do everything else and help with everything else. And those people should be better at those things than you, ideally, right? If you're running a business and focus on sales, find the marketing genius, find the fulfillment genius, find the product expert. Like, for me, I'm not very technical. I'm not good at much else outside of sales. I work with Daniel Fazio, who's our marketing guru. Christian's an awesome copywriter, great at making content as well. Oliver, our CTO. Like, I run a SaaS company. I don't know engineering, right? Like, we need somebody like that who can understand how to find good front end, good back end engineers. Andre, who helps with the fulfillment on everything. You know, I thank God every day for him, because if we sign 25, 35 clients in a week, like we have been a lot of these weeks recently, I don't want to service all those people, right? You need those people around you. Now, if you're in a sales role, make sure you find a company where the sales manager is actually somebody that you admire and respect, right? If you don't, and he's got the bar here at a 5 out of 10, you're looking to become a 10 out of 10. If you're learning from that person, how are you ever going to get there? And offers are super important. I'm actually going to talk about that in a minute, but your team is so much more important than your offer. I've seen a lot of people with a commoditized offer make a shit ton of money because they have a great team. Super common in the agency space specifically. On the flip side, I've seen a lot of people with great offers go nowhere because they don't have the right team around them. Right? So if you have to choose, if there's 2 things that you're considering and you're looking for a sales role and it's like really good offer here, but really good team here, once those really good offers only have certain shelf life, like, go with the team. Right? Work around those people where you can truly learn from them to get where you're looking to go. Now, the second, you must have a growth mindset. This is my personal opinion, I think self-acceptance is just a crock of bullshit. Like the modern philosophy of accept yourself for who you are and things are going to work out. It's going to get you nowhere because as I mentioned, if you're not good enough yet, how is that mindset going to serve you? And you can change yourself, right? You're not going to be able to change others, but you can change yourself. And you should want to in areas where you're looking to grow. So now that you have the right team around you, if you follow step number 1, the next must have is you just need to have that team around you and you can trust them and accept that you're going to get what you get out of them. So then if you want things to improve, you need to be the one to change. You need to believe that you control your own destiny. And even if that's not true, I don't want to hear the free will determinism. I don't control anything. Like, even if it's not true, it serves you better than any other mindset. For example, with sales, if I'm a sales guy and I have, a new offer that I'm selling right now, I'm just stepping into the role and, the show rate's a problem and the fucking prospects, the lead quality is not great. If I give power to those things and point the finger at that, I'm never going to get better unless I'm also running the marketing department. But if I say, hey, the show rate is completely something that I can control. I can have a better pre-call process than any other sales guy out there. I've seen this on my own sales teams. When the guy does have a better pre-call process than anybody else, he's going to have a better show rate. Lead quality. Hey, regardless of the lead quality, if the offer rate is there, if I'm making an offer and want to work with this person, I'm going to close them, right? Because in comparison to every other offer on the market, yeah, there's going to be offers that are better, that have way higher close rates, that probably have better lead quality. But with that specific team, I'm going to be the A player. I'm going to outperform everybody else. I'm going to be able to move up in that company and make a lot of money in the process, right? So once again, you need to be the one to change. You need to believe that you control your own destiny. Even if it's not true, it serves you better than literally any other mindset. So you must have a team that is better than you. You must have a growth mindset. And lastly, you must have an offer that can close cold traffic. Now, like I said, I'd put this behind team, but it's still pretty damn important. An offer that can close cold traffic can open so many doors for you because now you just need to generate conversations. And with those conversations, you can generate revenue. People are like, oh, what do I do? I haven't, had calls in so long. Pick up the phone and start cold calling people. Go knock on doors. Go walk down to the local business and start to talk to them, right? If you or your company have tried all types of marketing, yet you can only close people from inbound or referrals, you either 1, stink at sales, which is really common, or 2, you have an offer that can close cold traffic or that can't close cold traffic. Typo number 2. We're going to get a little typo counter or something once I find an edit for this. Also very common. Good thing you can change both. You control your own destiny. People are only going to buy things for a few select reasons. So it's important that you remember this. Basically just health, wealth, love. Right? I want to get healthier. I want to lose weight. I want to be able to find a girlfriend. I want to be able to make more money. If you sell to businesses like I do, they're really only going to buy something if they think it's going to make them more money. So that's what the offer should be focused on. Even if you're selling something that seemingly is not ROI driven, like office cleaning. I just came up with the most random example that I could. If you convince them that this is an ROI positive investment, then you've got a chance. So if you're walking in there, hey, do you need your office cleaned? Nope, fuck off. Okay, thanks, sir. Bye. If you sell like that, you're not going to get that far. But if you can come in and you can ask them, hey, just giving you a call because, I work with local businesses in the Houston area, and I was wondering when's the last time you had your office cleaned. We don't really have our office cleaned. We keep it kind of tidy. Oh, okay. I don't typically hear that. You guys have in-person meetings? Yeah, every now and again. Okay. Well, do you feel like those in-person meetings, the actual impression that this person has of your company would be a little bit better if the office was clean and spotless and it looked like this was a professional place? Yeah, I get your point. Okay, cool. Well, just so you know, we're doing the first cleaning free for any office in this area since you're right down the road. If you want me to come in, I can go through, and you said you don't know, but I guess it's worth a shot, right? Let's clean this thing up and let me know how those in-person meetings go. How's that sound? Cool. It's an engaging offer. It's also an ROI-driven sales pitch. It goes hand in hand. I just pulled that example out of my ass, but I think it's decent. And anyways, in this next video, I'm going to be talking about how to use ROI-based closing logic because basically anything else is nonsense, in my opinion. I hate kind of like the closer mindset where it feels like it's very much me versus them, and it's like I have to be the cold closer and I got to call them, a pussy or something to move forward. Like nobody likes that. You guys probably wouldn't like it if you were on the other end. So if you are selling to businesses, we're going to talk about how to just use ROI-driven logic to close people in this next video. But hopefully somebody got some value out of this. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you like it, drop a comment. Drop a subscribe. I don't know. You guys can tell I'm a beginner at this. I think I just hit the mic too. But I'm going to shut up now. Appreciate y'all.